accusing him of granting undue favors to Matlala. Alfara Moshwana has more.
It's been a year since EWN reported that EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi allegedly handed over blue lights to attempted murder-accused Vusmuzi Kat Matlala. Despite police watchdog IPED recommending disciplinary action against him, Mkhwanazi was instead promoted to acting head of the EMPD. It was only after he was implicated at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry that the city moved to act. Ekurhuleni spokesperson Paramile Mbengashe has confirmed that Mkhwanazi is now on special leave.
I can confirm that he made the application on Tuesday earlier this week, and that special leave was approved. As to how long, the process of applying for leave is a private matter between an employee and the employer.
The Ekurhuleni City Council will decide today whether Mkhwanazi should be suspended. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News.
Electricity Minister Josienzo Ramokgopa has announced plans to roll out specialized smart meters that are designed to identify illegal connections. The minister addressed members of the media in Pretoria today, outlining plans to end load reduction within 12 months. He says once all costs have been determined by Eskom, more than 6 million customers are set to receive the new meters. Ramokgopa says some other special features include meters in the pipeline that would determine which customers qualify for free electricity. And in Indonesia, authorities have reported that at least 1,000 children have fallen ill from free school lunches in the country between Monday and yesterday this week. This is the latest development in a string of mass food poisoning events linked to the country's president's multi-billion-dollar nutritious meals program. Victims of the recent outbreaks complained of stomach aches, dizziness and nausea, as well as shortness of breath, which is a non-typical symptom of food poisoning. A cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to overnight lows of 12 degrees, peaking at 23. Pretoria 13 and 24. Vereeniging 12 and 25. Monke Zikoko. Eyewitness News.
EWN. In touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much. It
always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
I love the introduction.
Hey, what is show, Marawa?
I don't know, maybe you are still calling Mr. Madluputu, or maybe that does not exist.
Sure, Robbie.
And we welcome the new kings, though, of the Currie Cup, which is the Griquas champions of South Africa. That's Annie van Rooyen, Griquas CEO, joining us right here.
It is glorious from the Suzuki Griquas. They are the champions of the Currie Cup.
The first word that comes to mind when I say Griquas 2025.
Currie Cup.
The post-final celebration, champagne, braai, or a quiet reflection?
No champagne and braai.
Most underrated parts of running a rugby union?
The finances.
Sure. I am told is that you love music. What song's playing in your car right now?
Bruce Springsteen.
Ah, I see. Hey, dream guest to host at the Griquas home game?
Tandu Manana.
Yeah, he'll tear things up here. You know this guy.
You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark.
Rassie Erasmus, I mean, he's doubled down now on consistency for the Springboks Rugby Championship clash against Argentina.
Yeah, I think the team we picked was definitely with Argentina in mind to try and win this game, you know.
Mike is down in Durban, as you've mentioned. Tando, your reaction to what Rassie's saying?
I think in terms of fly-off, I would just want to see something from Sasha for him not to commit unnecessary tackles. Tackle when it's necessary to do so. Scrum-off-wise, I think not seeing Grant is a problem for me.
The Boks have to win on Saturday and win well to give themselves the inside lane to win the Rugby Championship. They're treating it like a final, and rightly so.
Mr. Manana, I won't ask you for any prediction this week.
Thank you.
I don't want you breaking all your arms here. Going to break a leg.
Thank you. But I will be there at the game.
Ticket sorted?
Rob, I will be at the game.
Sitting where?
Where do you want me to sit?
Presidential.
Why?
Because that's your stature, sir.
I sit on the grandstand.
You don't know what that looks like?
I know the seat number.
What is it?
L38 East.
That's the 38th lie you've said. L38 stands for line number 38. Bye-bye, sir.
On the East.
Cheers.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Yeah, back from holiday, back with it, back with Marawa Sports Worldwide. It is #MSW, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go!
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Hey, hoping that you had a good one, hoping that you've recovered, hoping that you're going to enjoy tonight, because I can tell you from SA to Casablanca, that's what's going to be happening on the show from 6:30. Fadlu Davids is going to be joining us live from Raja Casablanca. He's currently training the squad right now. I think we got two fantastic coaches that we're going to be chatting to tonight. And that is why we're going to be shining the spotlight on a story of vision beyond sight. I mean, a journey of grit, leadership, and the power of sport to transcend every boundary. What am I chatting about? I'm saying to you that we're going to be stepping onto the pitch tonight, where courage is the currency and every run scored is a triumph of spirit. And that is why joining us is a man whose appointment signals a new era for South African cricket. I mean, he's a newly named head coach of Blind Proteas. Yes, Blind Proteas. You heard me correctly. I know every time we mention this, people say, no, there's no such. There is. He's a strategist. I mean, he's a mentor. He's a believer in the boundless potential of differently abled athletes. I mean, from the moment that he was tapped to be the lead in this extraordinary team, I mean, he was carried not just the hopes of a squad, but the heartbeat of a movement. And he's going to be bringing his journey to the helm, the current pulse of the Blind Proteas, and also the road ahead as we build towards the 2027 T20 World Cup. I mean, a stage where dreams will demand nothing less than excellence. We'll unpack the challenges, though, the opportunities, and most importantly, how you, the listener, the fan, the advocate, can help elevate blind cricket in our sporting landscape. Now, this is more than cricket, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty much a legacy in motion. The innings start now. Stephen Visser is the head coach of Blind Proteas. He joins me live in studio. Good to see you, Coach. Welcome to the show.
Rob, I'm very much happy to be here, and good to see you too. And we are happy as Blind Proteas.
I'm glad you say you are happy, because there's a big mission. And firstly, congratulations, because when I say newly appointed, I mean that you were just appointed the other day on the 1st of August. You're not new to the sport. In fact, you come in highly recommended. You were headhunted actually for the job itself. Congratulations, firstly, and how does it feel?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rob, and the listeners. Thank you for having me today. I am so excited. The journey started a long time ago, Brajo. It started long time ago. I remember around 2004, yes, probably when the Proteas were playing Aussies. It was in Pretoria. And they were chasing a score of 350 for 28 overs. So, yes, they beat the Proteas 5-0 in that thing. So, my younger brother is blind. So definitely for sure it started there, because I used to play cricket while I was still young, but unfortunately he couldn't be part of that, and it really hurt me a lot because I saw him, he couldn't even because he was blind. But when he became a Protea in 2004, that's where I started having that spirit to say I want to make a change as well in blind cricket.
So your brother was the big influence?
My brother was a big influence.
Yeah.
Like I say, when we grew up, he's blind even still now. Yeah. We grew up while he's blind. While we are playing, he will always sit there alone, not do anything, and it really pained me because we're almost the same age, me and him. Yes. So every now and then when I play cricket, there's a young boy, he's there sitting there and stuff. So I would always think, what should I do? What should I do so that he can be able to be part of this and stuff? So he attended school in Bloemfontein. And when he attended school there in Bloemfontein, it's school for the blind. And in 2004, that's when they told me, hey, your younger brother is been elected to play for the Proteas and stuff. So that's when I said, I am going to see that blind cricket they are talking about. That's when I came to Pretoria in 2004. They were playing against the Aussies. Unfortunately, they were beaten very hard, 5-0,
Sure.
Unfortunately. But yes, definitely for sure that was the start of the whole thing.
Yeah, it looks like 5-0 seems to be the hiding we normally get because even earlier this year against India,
Yes.
it was a similar score as well. But I think everything in moderation and with learning and with exposure and with talkability, and that is why we've got you here in studio, because very few people know about blind cricket, never mind about the blind Proteas and what they are all about, and that there is a heavy program that has been scheduled there for them to play. And you being at the helm, I mean, give me a personal feeling of what it is to be at the head as a Protea head coach.
Brother Rob, this is not just I'm not just being a coach. I am a father, a brother to these young people. I'm so excited to be with them because to me, it's something that it was always been there from young age to say, I wanted to see my younger brother going somewhere. Unfortunately, I remember some few years ago when I got the trials to play in under 19 in Northwest. I didn't even have a phone. I didn't have any email and stuff. My parents had nothing there. So I depended on receiving an email to the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in that place, in my area. So unfortunately, they kept the letter and they didn't send me to the thing, to the trials. And in 2000, I don't remember the year well, but when I got to Pretoria, and some few years after matric, I got that business card from that old gentleman that I called. I said, hey, remember me and stuff. But Rob, it really hurt me a lot because he remembered me. He said to me, Stephen, I waited for you. Yeah. And the gentleman, may his soul rest in peace, is from Australia. And then he said, I waited for you there and stuff. So I sat down, I said to myself, listen, I'm not going to let any young boy miss the opportunity that I missed, because definitely for sure they must get somewhere. So when they said, Steve, we want you to be part of the Blind Proteas, hey, I don't know what happened. I just kept myself. I went to the kitchen. I came back to the bedroom, and I just sat there, watched TV before I told my wife that, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And I was so excited. It's a feeling that you will never take it away from me.
And well done, though, because that's what emotional moments are all about. But also you, like I'm saying, that this is territory that is not new to you. Because the very same Northwest you talk about is where maybe in terms of launching and planning and also coaching began in, 2022?
2022, yes.
When it was a cricket club, the Blind Cricket Club, that was formed then. Would you say this is a more national appreciation of that journey that began in the Northwest?
That was a journey and a half. That one was a journey and a half. Remember by that time when they appointed me to take a very young amateur squad to the T20 national tournament in Durban. I had to write letters to the schools, because then schools have to get these young people. They had to establish a young team, very energetic and very strong young boys. So we had only, I think, 6 weeks to compile the team to the T20 national tournament. I mean, we came as underdogs. No one even thought that, oh, who are they and whatsoever. But we surprised them. I remember we beat Border Lions. We beat Western Province as well in that tournament. It was very exciting. So they had passion to go and play. It wasn't about just blind cricket, because that they felt at home that this sporting code is where we belong. There's nowhere else we can be able to go except being blind cricketers. So it was a very huge moment. And I went through a lot through there. I remember one time we were in Cape Town, and then we were playing there. Unfortunately, it was raining. The place we slept at, actually, the dam busted there. There was a flood.
Oh, no.
Remember now, it was blind cricketers around 2 o'clock in the morning. Now you have to stand up and see how do you save these people from there on. So throughout the journey in blind cricket in the Northwest, I became patient. I said to myself, these people needs me, and I'm here to make sure that they arrive wherever they go. So I've played my part and made sure that from there on, in the Proteas, then my journey starts now to 2027 to make sure that I bring it home.
I was going to say, at least now they've given you enough time. So as you've started on the 1st of August, you got up until 2027 with the T20 World Cup journey. You touched slightly on the human side. I wanted to start off with you as a human being, but now that we are on the human side of cricket and blind cricket, a lot of people don't know the mechanisms. In fact, slightly joke about it now, but a lot of people within the building, when they saw your billboard outside, saying that you were coming through, then there was concern from, head of security. What do we need to do? How can we make, because now the perception was also, Stephen, that, maybe you're blind because you are in the fraternity of blind cricketers. So we went through many structures like, okay, guys, don't panic too much, but be there, help, because I'm not sure who Stephen's going to be bringing with. But I'd seen in your Instagram, especially with the explanation of what kind of cricket ball the cricketers used and the noise that it makes. So it brings me now to the fore to say, when people talk about it, then they say, but how does it work? How would they see the ball? How would they know when to bat, where to bowl, et cetera, because it might just end up being one big mess. So that is where your learnership come in, because I think as people, we don't reach out enough to find out more about, let's say, the lesser abled individuals in sport. How would you, in summary, explain to a person who's never heard of it, who's never seen it being played, how it's played?
Blind cricket, it's it's taken from the mainstream cricket. There's normal cricket, yes. But we've got 3 categories of players. We've got a B1 category, which are the completely blind players. We've got B2 and B3 who are partially sighted and partially blind. So the B1 category players are the most important players in the game, because this is a game for blind people. So when they score a run, it's counted 2. Yes, and they've got a runner all the time when they hit the ball, which means a B2 player has to run for them. Yes. So then on the B2s and B3s, then they can be able to hit the ball and run for themselves. Then it's counted 1 and stuff. 6 can be hit, 4s just like a normal cricket and stuff. Yes. But now on our bowling, we don't bowl over the shoulder like a normal cricket. Then we roll the ball on the floor. Then the hard cricket ball, it's a white hard cricket ball that has bearings inside to make sound. Remember now, sound is very important in blind cricket, because then that particular batsman, they has to listen to the sound of the ball to know where exactly it is. So we are bowling underarm, then the ball has to roll, the batsman has to hit it, then you have to run and stuff. But safety in most cases, because then blind players has to always wear their helmets when they're fielding. Unlike the mainstream, then you'll find 4 players who are blind B1 category players are wearing their helmets all the time. So definitely for sure, we keep in that safety to make sure that they will also have some body proof and stuff so that they can be able not to get injured and stuff. So basically, there's not too much of, we've got white ball, we've got LBW like a normal cricket. Yeah. And yes, so basically that's the only changes that we find in blind cricket, not like in mainstream where you bowl like that and stuff. So it's just a normal cricket, and it's very energetic. If you watch it, you will just laugh the whole time, enjoy it when people mess the ball and stuff. We always make jokes like that when we are with them to say, hey, you know what? Being blind, it's not like you are not able to do anything. Sure. So we make people laugh about it and say, let's enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's sport after all, and sport is made to be enjoyed. And I enjoyed a couple of those games because, going on YouTube and seeing them, and it's exactly what you're saying. And some have perfected the art, obviously, because, they become what I would call, professionals in the sport. But what's the current state of blind cricket in South Africa? How would you describe it?
I would say this is your lower league. Let's compare it to soccer.
Yes.
And say maybe that is a township kind of club soccer and stuff. Yeah. Not even provincial, not even professionally and stuff. Because we have always tried to get there. We are not well known, and we always cry and say, hey, we need help there and there. But because Now, people have this stigma of saying blind people, they won't bring any revenues. Who's going to watch that? The stadiums are not full. They rely on sound to hear the ball and stuff. So we can't even invest in that. So that's the problem we're having.
Is that the feeling that or is it something you've encountered? Like if you have to go to and knock on the door of big business and say, listen, we need sponsorship. Can you help us?
We do knock in different companies to say this is what we need.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I say, you said when Stephen came, there's a new era whereby a lot of things are changing. A lot of things. Hence, even today, I'm sitting next to Rob, who knew that Stephen existed. That I'm trying all my best to make sure that we knock, because I think previously, just because of being blind, and a lot of managers and whatsoever, they were afraid of getting into that space of saying, this is what we need. We'd rather play and enjoy, but not play and grow the sport.
So prejudice, basically.
Basically, that's what you can say. But at this present moment, when I got here, I thought, no. This needs to change.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we won the World Cup in 1998 as Blind Cricket South Africa. Why can't we go back and win it again? I mean, Pakistan and other countries have been recognized in the sporting code. In South Africa, we are just down. We are going to the T20 national tournament at this present moment. We don't have any sponsorship that is big we can be able to talk about at this present moment. So
sorry, Stephen, any conversation, I just got to take a break. Any conversation that you've had, formally or otherwise, with the Minister of Sport?
At this present moment, like I said, we have some certain things. I'm the coach at this present moment. There's some managers and president of Blind Cricket South Africa that I believe they did engage with that and stuff that I can't be able to know how is it. But so far, no, I'm not sure about that.
All right, we'll come back after the break. We reached the conclusion of our conversation, but please feel free. Do send us a WhatsApp voice note. Do call us in studio. It's a fascinating conversation. 011-888-947. And I see some voice notes up already.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
At Pick n Pay Supermarkets, it's Shisa Summer. So come shop it like it's hot. Get bulk lamb bright chops for only 159 Rand 99 per kg. And Smart Shoppers get assorted 120-gram Simba potato chips, any 3 for only 49 Rand. Shisa Summer. Only at Pick n Pay Supermarkets or on the ASAP app. Valid 22 September to 6 October. T's and C's apply.
Choose the best. The new Huawei Pura 80 series. The master of photography. A super sensor with precision zoom. Stay sharp from dawn to dusk with a superior 1-inch ultralighting camera and ultralighting macro telephoto lens. The master of color, enhancing every frame with vibrant color and incredible clarity. Tricky lighting? No problem. Take portraits against the light with every face perfectly illuminated. It's more than a phone. It's a professional studio in your pocket. Go beyond with Huawei Pura 80 series.
It's season 2, and the stakes are even higher. South Africa's favorite stars are back at the briefcase, playing for charities close to home and close to the heart. Big names, big hearts, big deals, all made possible by Lotto Star. Don't miss Deal or No Deal Celebrity South Africa, Saturdays at 6 p.m. on SABC1.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Rise and shine, South Africa. The Bed Store has rebranded with a whole new sleep experience because the Bed Store now comes with extra mojo. Welcome to Mojo Beds. It's bright, fun, so easy to shop. Upgrade your sleep with a Sealy Cambria double or queen set for just 5,499. You save $2,000. Only Mojo Beds gives you the best comfort and support at an everyday Mojo price. Shop now for the best Sealy deals. Find your best sleep at Mojo Beds. Good night.
You've reached in his Renault Duster en route to Dullstroom. This journey is taking to try a sport far more boring than its name might suggest. Fly. Fishing. He'll be in his Renault Duster, which he bought with 40,000 Rand trade-in assistance.
Leave it all behind in the new Renault Duster with 40,000 Rand trade-in assistance. Offer exclusive to Renault Financial Services. Product of ABSA. T's and C's apply.
Hey Joburg cyclists, ride for a cause and make a difference. Join the Pink Peloton at this year's Ride Joburg and cycle in support of Pink Drive. Ride in Pink and help fund the mobile mammography trucks that deliver breast cancer screening services to communities in need. All Pink Peloton riders will get early start times on the day. Spots are limited, so sign up at www.pinkdrive.org. Let's change lives one pedal stroke at a time at this year's Ride Joburg. Let's ride Joburg Pink. Proudly supported by 947 and Primedia Cares. First 25 entries are free, sponsored by Busamed.
Dividing public opinion. The room dividers.
Where did it go wrong for the Lions? It was in their own backyard, yet they bottled it.
Who would have believed the Griquas will beat the Lions?
Two questions, Mr. Manana.
I think people need to understand the Lions blew it. Let's be honest about it. Griquas having to drive plus minus about 7 to 8 hours from Kimberley to Johannesburg, gets here on a Friday, prepares for the final, they give it their all. You could actually see in the first half that they really want to get as much points as possible. The Griquas also were doing a lot of pick up and drive, so the Lions didn't want to sort of fight fire with fire. They wanted to get the ball out wide to their wings. But for the Griquas, for me, it was a never give in attitude from them.
55 years of waiting, and they lift it here in Johannesburg under glorious circumstances.
#MSW. #MSW.
Yeah, you can follow him actually on Instagram, Stephen Visser. That's it, eh? And then cricket coach, I think, pops up there, and you'll follow. You'll find out the very same cricket ball that we were chatting about earlier on. He'll give the demonstration. You hear that noise, you hear that sound, and also just a testimony to a lot that's been done behind the scenes.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, to the Marawa faithful. Feels like a reaction Monday, but it's not. It's just a Thursday. Rob, congratulations to your guest you have there today. Rob, I would just like to say to him the excitement in his voice. Listening to him, speaking about his journey and obviously what he plans to do, there's a lot of excitement, and I think that already just speaks volumes about what's to come. I didn't know we have a blind cricket team. I didn't know there was a blind cricket league. I'm glad that we do know now, and I also ask you, Rob, and our president, to keep us updated and to let us know about these events, because wherever we can support as South Africans and help grow it, we definitely will. So much congratulations to him and all the best for the future. Cheslin here.
Hey, Ches, thank you so much, man. Truly appreciate that. What's your response to Cheslin? Again, somebody says, I did not know there was such.
Thank you very much, Cheslin. It really makes me happy that people can be able to listen to Brarop and just comment and say blind cricket is alive. I'm telling you, we are going to make sure that you know about it. Very soon it will be on your TV stations.
I love that. Before we say goodbye, this is the fun part. Our listeners, our shareholders compile what we call a quick fire question, one word answer that I need from you.
Okay.
So your first cricket memory is what?
2004.
Coaching idol?
Karim Makam. He's from Cape Town, Western Province. He's also the blind cricket coach.
One word to describe the blind Proteas.
Awesome.
Toughest decision you've made in cricket?
Let's pass.
What's your dream venue for a blind Proteas match?
There will be DP Lions.
And the most underrated skill in blind cricket?
Sweep.
If not cricket, what sport would you be coaching?
Cricket.
And one thing you wish more people understood about blind cricket?
Come again?
What's that one thing you wish people knew a little bit more about blind cricket?
That visually impaired people can be able to catch a ball.
Nice one. What's your pre-match ritual?
I sing a lot.
You sing a lot?
No, I'm not a good singer, but I sing a lot before I start.
What kind of music?
Just kind of any kind of music, as long as it goes with my with my feeling of the day.
What's that feeling of the day right now? What's that one song you really want to belt out to the nation?
I go for gospel. I don't want to lie to you.
All right, lead. Lead. As you say goodbye, hit that tone, hit that note, hit that everything.
Simpete wena ya ratehang moloki waka ha o ntse o sisaba bang simpete lena. Amen.
Standing ovation.
Yeah.
Standing
Well, thank you
ovation
very
in the
much
whole
about that.
building. Oh, I mean, what a way to sign off, man. What a
Yeah.
way to sign off.
Thank you very much.
Stephen,
I'm
thank you
excited
so
to
much, man. And I do hope people do follow you on your Instagram and any other social media pages. Let's dedicate a lot of time, guys, as I say, to blind sport, blind proteas, blind cricket. It is important. The journey for 2027 T20 World Cup begins with the newly appointed Stephen Visser, who's here in studio with me. What a man, and I think what a journey. We appreciate you, and good luck to all those who are there to assist you and make your work that much easier. I know it's difficult, but like I said to you, we're going to try and make that journey slightly easier and help you along the way. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Brother Rob. Be blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much indeed. As I said, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be chatting to Fadlu Davids.
Yes, good evening, Robert. Good evening to your listeners. This is Kelvin. I'm calling from Protea again. Just want to touch up on the game. Last night game between Chiefs and Marumo Gallants. A very horrific, disastrous performance from Chiefs. These players, they really did us dirty yesterday. A game that was supposed to be won, and also the technical team, very, very bad game plan for yesterday. Also, Robert, there are players like Mdu Chabalala, Pule Modi, Robert. Those players have made peace with them. It's clear their game is not improving. They are not improving their game, Robert. The management, they need to explain, they need to be transparent with us, Robert. What is the reason for the suspension of Coach Nabi, or if these reports are true, is leaving? What is the real reason? Because whoever is going to come in this team, Robert, it's going to be the same problem, Robert. Chiefs management, they just did. Robert, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. Despite being a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter, I am in cloud 9 for Coach Mangoba for showing us how he knows Sundowns. Yes, Cardoso was blaming the pitch, but as they say that if you don't accept a lose, you won't win. That is the man who knows Sundowns, Mr. Marawa. I once said this, that if that man leaves Sundowns, Sundowns will decline. I once said that. David in Parkwood.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongeleni Wamkhwani kaMgaya Matsafeni. Betway Premiership yesterday, I was very disappointed, Mr. Marawa, with my team, Amazulu. After that 3-1 loss to ETS Galaxy, toward the end of the game, whereby we thought that we might come back or maybe sneak a draw, but we conceded the third goal, and the red card never made anything easier for us. And coming back to Durban, where I was, a game between Golden Arrows and Mamelodi Sundowns, I want to applaud Baba Umangoba Mngeti for the good job that he has done with the Golden Arrows since he joined them from Mamelodi Sundowns. I think the Arrows, they are one of the teams in the Betway Premiership which is playing a very entertaining football. The Kasi flavor is there. They are playing a productive football. I was very, very happy with their performance yesterday with that bad weather, but they stick to their philosophy and make sure that they give Mamelodi Sundowns their first defeat go Betway Premiership. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Well, thank you so much indeed. Well, as Cheslin said earlier on, it almost feels like a reaction Monday. So that's got a reaction to the Betway Premiership games that were played the past 48 hours. And obviously the reigning champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, being toppled by Mangoba Mngeti's Damonville Golden Arrows. So just lots of reaction all round. Also another big story that we have been tracking. And we saw further development. I mean, it's a story that's covered by all major media networks around the world because it has to do with the World Cup. In fact, the United States government is reportedly attempting to prevent any attempt to ban Israel from competing at the 2026 World Cup, according to media reports. Now, a United Nations Commission of Inquiry said earlier this month that Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. That has led a panel of UN experts, as well as the Spanish Prime Minister as well, Pedro Sanchez, to call for sporting sanctions against the country. So remember, next year, the World Cup is being co-hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And that is why we picked up on a Sky Sports correspondent report, which is with Rob Harris, who spoke to Jane Sacker to elaborate on this.
Well, this week, a group of UN external experts, special rapporteurs, said that Israel should be banned from international football, citing the Commission of Inquiry report linked to the UN, saying that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Those accusations are denied by Israel, but certainly there are growing calls for sporting sanctions to be imposed on Israel over the mounting death toll in Gaza. Now, we've not heard back from FIFA on this, and with them preparing for the World Cup in the United States next year, a significant intervention in this discussion. I have heard from the Trump administration who say they will work to prevent Israel being banned from international football. A spokesperson from Marco Rubio's State Department told Sky News, we will absolutely work to fully stop any effort to attempt to ban Israel's national soccer team from the World Cup. Now, it's quite notable to hear from them on this. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, is very close to Donald Trump. He's in New York this week holding meetings around the United Nations General Assembly, and we're yet to hear from FIFA. FIFA have been investigating for more than a year whether or not Israeli officials have been discriminating against Palestinian FA officials. FIFA is also investigating whether there is a breach of their regulations, the fact there are Israeli football teams from West Bank settlements playing in Israeli competitions. So it's an interesting discussion taking place now in FIFA with pressure growing on them.
And also, I mean, what's happened with other countries? I mean, I'm thinking about Russia, for example.
Yes, Russia has been banned from international football since the start of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. A decision taken very quickly.
So there is a precedent for taking a political act and in the sport itself.
Yes. Now, some of the reasons given for that ban is other European teams were refusing to play Russian sides. That's not happened in Israel's case. There aren't teams refusing to play Israel, although I am hearing that there are now clubs and teams starting to say to UEFA, European football's governing body, that they don't want to be playing Israeli teams. So Norway are playing Israel in World Cup qualifying next month. They are donating some of the proceeds of that to Gaza charities. Now, Israel still are in contention to qualify for this World Cup, which is largely being hosted in the United States next year. And I am hearing now that at the top levels of European football, there are discussions for the first time about whether Israel should be banned. No decision has been taken, but they are starting to look at potential inconsistencies with Russia being banned, but Israel not. But they have previously pointed to a difference in how the war started. UEFA saying Russia invaded Ukraine without being provoked, whereas Israel says it's responding to the October 7th, 2023 atrocities by Hamas on Israeli soil. But it certainly is a large discussion point, and there is a meeting of senior European officials from across the continent today in Spain at UEFA, so it could well come up on the sidelines of those talks.
All right, we'll give you all the latest updates with regard to that really big story that has been circulating around the world. I think they're pushing for a decision by the end of the week, so we'll keep our eyes and ears pretty much peeled out for that. Well, in reaction to the interview that we've just had with Stephen Visser, Wandi Lemtana on Twitter says that it is groundbreaking turn for our game to promote blind game in sport generally, not just in cricket. He says with great support, the game would go far to attract those more talented to embrace the game. The blind cricket breaks all barriers as well to be a force to be reckoned with in the world. Also, a big shout out, though, to the Spa Baby Proteas who extended their unbeaten run at the 2025 Netball World Youth Cup, delivering that dominant 86-35 victory over Fiji in their final Group D encounter.
I'm very pleased with the team's performance today, especially getting the win against a strong Fiji side. The results really secured our spots in the quarterfinals. Now we shift focus to our next challenge against Cook Island. Fortunately, we had an opportunity to play Cook Island in our warm-up games when we got here in Gibraltar, so we kind of have a good sense of what to expect from them. Today was just being clinical, managing the energy on the girls' legs, making sure that everyone is on the same level. The goal was really to save the legs where we could without, executing too much. But I'm proud of how the players responded, and we'll take the positive from today and build on to what we can expect in tougher quarterfinals coming up.
All right, so that was the head coach, though, of the Baby Proteas, the Spa Baby Proteas, Precious Mtembo.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
A voice artist reading an ad about the Rocco Mamas triple treat. Normal. A smooth R&B artist singing about it. Not normal.
Yeah. A new school smash burger and fries. Fried chicken tenders on the side. Classic waffle and an ice cream. All for just $149, girl.
Rocco Mamas. We're not normal.
Welcome to the Renault Capture Paycation, where your car payments take a 6-month holiday. Swap the instant noodles for lazy aged rump steak and run your dryer without a care. Yes, this is living without car payments for 6 months. This is life on Paycation. Test drive the Renault Capture and start your Paycation today. T's and C's apply. Offer exclusive to Renault Financial Services. Product of ABSA.
PG Glass Repair, PG Glass Replace.
I'm Telane from PG Glass. Got a chip? We'll fix it with precision, and we offer cash deals on high-quality new windscreens.
Visit pg.co.za today for trusted service.
Get down to Dis-Chem this Friday 26th to Sunday 28th September for our 1 weekend only 2+1 cheapest free deals on the widest range of sports supplements and energy drinks from top brands like Biogen, NPL, USN, Primal, Optimum Nutrition, Muscle Tech, 32GI and more. Get expert advice from our in-store consultants to help you reach your health and fitness goals. Excludes all advertised products. Only at Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
Price Busters is back at House and Home, and we'll beat any price with our massive deals. Like the Luna Gibraltar Pillow Top Queen base set, only $7,999. Save a massive $3,500. And save $2,300 on the 263-litre Hisense black glass finish water on tap bottom freezer fridge, now just $6,199. Put our unbeatable prices to the test. Valid until 5 October. Only at House and Home. T's and C's apply.
Ah, Timber. A perfect example of gym boot energy, with vibes as exciting as a Caesar salad. No croutons, eh? But deep down, Timber longed to leave his protein shake ways and dreamed of becoming a phantasmic food aficionado, sampling the sort of cuisine regular brews from Ramseth just wouldn't understand. Yes, Timber longed for the world to finally notice his secret foodie account, Delicious Timberlicious, and enter a luxurious place where he could finally be the most fabulously flavor-forward Timbiest Timber there ever was. Luckily, there is a place where his tantalizing taste can be appreciated, even just for the weekend. The luxurious Marble Circus, a zestival festival where you can be your youiest you. A grand collaboration with Investec in partnership with 947. Get your tickets at luxuriousmarblecircus.com today.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
All right, so we are crisscrossing today between Durban, where the big announcement was made, which is also going to be the very same city that's going to stage the Argentina versus Springbok game over the weekend. And that's where you find Mike Greenaway. Just a question around the bench.
Questions have been asked. Have we seen the end of the 7-1? Have we seen the end of the 6-2? It would be an absolute gamble if we only had one back on the bench or two. Two moves around the chessboard can produce a checkmate.
Yeah, I mean, Rob, for me, what will always be interesting is, the coach just moving the goalpost. There's nothing wrong to say, this is a combination we're happy with and to go with. I think no one is guaranteed in the green and gold jersey. I think that should be it. By rotating, we don't actually know who's our starting 15. And in a rugby sense, you need to know who's your best 15.
#MSW. #MSW.
right, the last 15 minutes of the show we're going to be spending with the man that we know very, very well here in South Africa. A proud South African who's done us good globally. And that's why we're going to be crossing borders now. We break the barriers. We celebrate the shift in African football from the tactical trenches of Orlando Pirates to the continental battles with Simba SC. He is back. Yes, he's back in Casablanca. But this time, though, he is indeed the main man. He's the head coach, the architect of Rogers' historic unbeaten double. Now handed the keys to the kingdom. I mean, that's South Africa's very own. Our strategist, a leader, a man with unfinished business in Morocco. Let's head off all the way there to the newly appointed head coach of Raja Casablanca. That's Fadlu Davids. Fadlu, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to your listeners. Good to be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's a huge honor for me to be here at this historic club, and first few days it feels like I'm back home.
Oh man, I'm sure they were very happy. Some familiar faces there.
Yeah, well, there are some familiar faces, but there's a new regime, there's a new president, it's a new board, and the club has gone now 60% corporate with Marcel Maroc in charge. So it's a whole new structure of the club. It's more structured, more organized, and I must say the first few days it seems very, very professional and organized, and really a pleasure to be here so far.
I mean, you would have done your homework. I know you're a stickler for perfection, Fadlu. Would that be part of the homework that you did to say what sort of business are they running this time around?
Yeah, of course, it was important. And of course, the vice president at the moment, Mr. Belghiti, was part of our historic double. At that moment, at the end of last season, he resigned from his post and he joined the new regime. And of course, it's a new president that is really structuring the club from top to bottom and, wants to get Raja back to the top.
I want to take one step back now. I go back to your farewell to Simba. It was pretty much a heartfelt and a dignified one. I mean, what made this the right moment to close that particular chapter?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same when we won the double and Zimbabwe was touted to leave, and I got the situation with Simba, and Raja was, of course, again knowing that Zimbabwe was about to leave, there were talks, and it wasn't the right time for me to take over, and I decided to take the step to go to Simba. But we've been in contact with the club throughout last season. Didn't feel like it was the right moment. But when they came this time around, when they saw I'm available, it was a no-brainer for me to take the step. And here we are. And the club is in a fantastic position financially. It's a restructuring taking place, and I think it's a perfect moment for me and my staff to come and put our stamp on the club.
And I guess they would have seen that you led Simba to that CAF Confed Cup final and also just a near league title. Does that sound like unfinished business? And if there was any, Fadlu, what would that be?
Yeah, if you talk about unfinished business, I think last season losing to Berkane in the final, our season with Mandla and myself losing to Berkane in the Confed Cup final. And Berkane was champions last season, so way better to hunt him in their own ground with a powerhouse like Raja. And you don't want to always talk about revenge, but these moments haunt you as a coach where you're in the final. It's always that what if moments. What if I done this? What if I done that? And now we have the opportunity to really fight for all trophies at hand. Yes, Raja this season is not in CAF competition, so we focused on the league and we focused on the Throne Cup, and that is our targets this season.
I know that you've just literally stepped off the field where you were in training this afternoon. What did that look like? What is it shaping up to be?
Yeah, it's if you can say half of the squad was here before. Half of the squad, say 12 players are new. But of course, these are the players. Some of our recruitments as well that the club has signed upon our recommendation before we left. So we're quite familiar with the entire squad. of course, having watched them, having analyzed them, and yeah, it's quite refreshing to come to familiar faces, players who know your way of working, and yeah, the new players are adapting. It's been a new energy in the team, which is normal when a new coach comes, but we're now in match day -3 preparation for our first match on Sunday, and yeah, that makes the transitions much more smoother, knowing the players, knowing the club, knowing exactly how we work. So a fantastic atmosphere at the moment, but of course the main focus is the 3 points on Sunday away from home against El Jadida.
Yeah, Difa Al Jadida. I mean, that's pretty much a mid-table team at the moment. Like you say, match day -3. Only 2 games have been played so far in the brand new season. But that kind of leads you to what would be a mouth-watering game against Maghreb Fez, who are sitting in second place right now.
Yeah, Pablo Franco, we know him from Amazulu. He was in Saudi last season, and they picked up 6 points so far. A huge following as well, but we're at home. I'm sure the talk is that we'll fill up the stadium, 50,000 for that match, and yeah, mouth-watering affair. But like I said, Difal Jadida is our only focus right now, and the first 3 points are so important for our start of our campaign.
Right, I'll ask you about who you've taken with to Raja, but just as a constant reminder, though, Fadlu, and you know this, every time we get to have a conversation, our lines, really flare up, and people want to know this or that about the destination of Fadlu Davids, what is motivating him, and so on. I'll play a quick voice note that's just come in.
Hi, Brother Sir JC Tebe here. I just want to congratulate Coach Fadlu Davids on his appointment at Raja. I just want to find out from him, because before he left, there were rumors that he's coming to my Sundowns. So I just want to find out if there was any contact from my Sundowns for him to avail himself as a head coach there. Thanks a lot, Barop. Good show, as always.
Fadlu?
No, there has been no contact from Sundowns. I was recently watching, of course, a Sundowns match, but there's been no contact. That was just a short visit to South Africa after our pre-season, but no contact at all.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulaflang here, and good evening to the MSW Shoulders. And good evening to Coach Fadlu Davids. Congratulations on your amazing stint, Coach. I mean, taking a team like Simba to almost trying to conjure the league. I just want to ask, looking at your stint at Simba, what are some of the lessons that you can take from your endeavors, especially your last stint as a head coach of such a big club like Simba? And what are you taking with you to a Raja Casablanca, whom are also big heavyweights? That is what I want to find out. And again, congratulations, Coach, and everything of the very best. Great show as always. Thanks.
Hey, thank you so much, Ulufalang. I think that was going to be pretty much the next question I was leading up to, is that trusted soldiers are trusted soldiers, and that is where you always pinpoint a destination for your next stop. Tell us about the makeup of the team and maybe some familiar names that South Africans might be aware of.
Yeah, I think my assistant coach, Coach Darren Wilken, who has been with me at Pirates, we've been together at Maritzburg, came to Raja, to Simba, and now we're back at Raja. The brains, one of the best up-and-coming coaches, young coaches to come through. He's with me. He's my first in command. Coach Wayne Sandilands, who's also been with me on the journey. He did not come with us to Raja, but he joined us at Simba after Maritzburg. Fantastic goalkeeper coach, but also in charge of defensive set pieces, in charge of rest defense. So not only a goalkeeper coach, he joins us as well. And of course, the tactical analyst, the tactical brains, Muiz Kaji, who of course also moved with us from Maritzburg to Raja, to Simba, and now back to Raja. He joins us as well. Durrell Butler, who was with us at Simba last season, he joins us as well. Coach Rida Berdeen opted to stay. Of course, he's got a huge AFCON coming up with Mali, and of course, he was unable to leave the national team and join us at Raja. But yeah, you never know in future.
Yeah, but how important is that continuity, though, Fadlu? The continuity, the chemistry when you're building a technical team across the borders. I've seen Coach Benny McCarthy in Kenya as the national head coach do the same with his trusted soldiers?
Yeah, I think it just becomes more seamless because everyone understands the game model. Everybody understands the principles in defense, in attack. So we have one voice. If I'm talking about defense or attack, Coach Darian, our analyst Moise, Coach Wayne, it's just a seamless concept. And of course, then the football fitness periodization, where we're integrating our tactical concepts in terms of our fitness plan, where everything is interlinked. It just become a seamless unit when we step from one job to the next. It's just basically plug and play. So that's very important to move with your technical team who understand your game model, and then it also allows the existing staff to fit in as well. And we've had a local assistant in Simba, a local analyst in Simba, and here as well we've got a second fitness coach local, which was with the youth while we were here, and another assistant coach local that has also been with the youth while we were here. So familiar faces all around, and yeah, that makes it easy for us not only to relay our message onto the players, but one voice is the key factor where everybody understands what we are doing, why we are doing it, and yeah, it just becomes much more clearer for the players to execute.
I mean, these famously passionate Raja fans that everybody knows across the continent and the world. I mean, how do you plan to win their hearts and their trust, your approach under your leadership?
The main thing, and we've had it at Simba as well, how do you win over the fans, is to win. You can play the best football and not pick up the results. The results is what matters most. Of course, we want to have the team play a certain playing style. Raja is known for its tiki-taka football, and but the most important thing is to win. The brand of football and our playing style principles, our game model will come through. But especially in the first phase of our tenure, and we know at big clubs, whether it's Orlando Pirates, whether it's Simba SC, whether it's Raja, the big clubs the fans demand results, and it's so important for us to start our reign with a win.
I mean, we constantly get inundated with young coaches who will ask us questions to say, whenever you get to speak to Fadlu, please just ask him how he manages the pressure of expectation, from both South Africa as well as the African continent in coaching North African teams.
Yeah, I think it's very important that I'm not the one who's managing my social media accounts, and if I'm doing that and reading comments and going through, maybe I'll be destabilized in my brain. It will affect some of my decision making. So it's very important for me to stay off these things, to be clear about the next step in terms of the evolution of the team, which step we are on, what is the next step, to have clear structure in my planning and how to implement what I want to see as the team grows step by step. So the pressures are there in football, whether you're coaching a top team or whether you're coaching a team fighting relegation, the pressures are the same. So yeah, as a football coach, I think the pressure is what drives you. And as a coach, you have to use that pressure to be able to always try to be the best, or to be always try to improve in every session, in every decision, in everything you do. And that's just the nature of coaching.
Just a final one. When you hear that a Fadlu Davids is now coaching an African giant, and that's exactly what Raja Casablanca are. They are an African giant. What is that feeling like right now? Maybe you don't really have time to think about those things.
Yeah, it's been coming for long. I think during the season we got approached by Raja, but it was not the right moment to leave Simba at that step of the season. And there's always been talks. There's been 4 coaches last season. There's been different presidents last season, and now with the new regime, it felt perfect. It felt the right moment, and sometimes we, as a staff, we pinch ourselves to say, are we really back? But once we get on the pitch, the feeling of the club, the feeling of the people in the city, the feeling of the ultras that are going to be singing for 90 minutes, it's incredible feeling. We're just so grateful to be here, and of course, it's now our moment to shine, but to really push and work. And it's a 24/7 job, and we love it. We're thriving in it, and we can't wait for the first match.
I can't be eternally happier for you, Fadlu Davids. Wishing you everything of the best. I wish to have more conversations with you. We'll track your performance, your successes, your moments where you're heavily frustrated, but also just the joys of this journey. Thank you so much. Every time you do offer us your time, I know how hectic you are on that side of the world, but thank you so much and best of luck and congratulations once again.
Always a pleasure, Rob. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Raja Casablanca's coach there. That's Fadlu Davids chatting to us right here on hashtag MSW. Marawa Sports Worldwide returns tomorrow with a legend. It's a legend. Yay. Hey, all I can say, guys, Midnight Express. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by